Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Vanessa. So for today's video, it is going to be a hair transitioning advice tip video. I think this is my third video for my natural hair series. I did get a couple of questions about transitioning to natural hair, and I also have like some tips and advice that you guys can use so that if you are thinking about or if you are in the process of going natural, here are some advice and tips. Tip number 1. So when you are transitioning, it is best for you to minimize the use of heat or do not use heat at all. Because you're dealing with two different hair textures, your hair is at a very fragile state. And if you constantly be using heat and you use heat a lot, then you're going to end up getting heat damage, and then you're going to have to transition with your relaxed ends or your damaged ends and your heat damaged hair. And then you have to start all over and then grow out your healthy natural hair again. So you can use heat, but I would say like use heat like once a month. Tip number 2, try not to manipulate your hair often. You don't have to switch up your hairstyle every single day. I like to try to like style my hair like once a week or twice a week. But when you are transitioning your hair, because your hair is at a fragile state, the more you manipulate your hair, the more breakage you will have. Try to do like low manipulated styles such as buns, ponytail, braid outs, the goddess braid. Like, try to keep your hands away from your hair as often as possible. When you do manipulate your hair or style your hair, make sure that you take your time and that you are very gentle. Tip number 3, which ties in perfectly, protective styles. So again, like, protective styles are basically hairstyles that protect your hair. It's also low maintenance. So some protective styles are twists, wigs, sew-in. For me, what really helped me to transition was twists and braids. Those are my favorite protective styles. Your scalp is able to like breathe, you're able to put oil on your scalp, you're able to massage your scalp. Wigs are also a very nice way to like just like you can just corner your hair, put your your wig cap on, put a wig on, and you're out the house and you can always switch up your style. Tip number 4, so this is actually a personal experience with me because I have a lot of shrinkage. Like, my hair literally shrinks up like 50% of its length. When I was transitioning, the first protective style that I did was box braids, and I had the box braids in for I believe like for a month. And while I had my box braids, I ended up washing my hair. So when I had took out my box braids, my hair was in a knot. There was so much tangling that had occurred at the demarcation line, and literally that night I really had thoughts that my mom was gonna have to cut off all my hair and I was going to like big chop. I think I was only transitioning for like 2 to 3 months. We ended up going to the store and I ended up buying the Jamaican mango and lime transitioning natural tangling spray. So it prevents breakage, it has natural sheen, conditions. So like these products right here, this is what literally saved my hair. If it wasn't for this product, I would have had to cut my hair. It also like helps to soften the hair and it does give you a shine. My mom had bought the entire line. Like, she literally brought. Do not wash your hair in a protective style if you have a lot of shrinkage. I know it's kind of hard to figure out if you have a lot of shrinkage or not when you are newly transitioning, but I would say like the best thing, like what I did, I had to use dry shampoo. I know it's not the same as real shampoo. For me, it was just better to use a dry shampoo and have my protective style in for a month than to like have to remove my protective style like 2 weeks later or like a week later just to like wash my hair. And for me, it would take about like 7 to 8 hours for every single protective style that I did, and I do not want to do 7 to 8 hours of doing protective style every single week or bi-weekly. So the dry shampoo was what really helped me to have my hair like somewhat clean, to prevent my hair from shrinking up. Tip number 5 is doing pre-poo treatments. So pre-poo treatments are basically treatments that you do before you shampoo your hair. When shampooing your hair, it is easy for your hair to like get tangled up because like you are like massaging your scalp and you are like rubbing your scalp and everything. So it's very easy for like your natural hair to just kind of like get all tangled. But when you do a pre-poo treatment, you're able to like soften your hair, you're able to detangle your hair. The drying effects of the shampoo, the pre-poo will basically lessen the drying effects of the shampoo. It'll also lessen your chance of your hair getting tangled. Also make the shampoo process a lot easier when you do a pre-poo treatment. I will usually mix in an oil with like one of my cheap conditioners or just like with one of my favorite conditioners. I would say like let it sit for like 15 minutes, and then after that you can just go in the shower, you know, like rinse it off and like also like shampoo your hair and everything. It is best to like detangle your hair while you have your pre-poo treatment, just to kind of like remove like all the shedded hair, to remove any knots, so that when you do have your hair under the water, like the shedded hair and the knots won't create any more tangling happen with your hair. Tip number 6, wash your hair in sections. It's very easy for your hair to look like a bird's nest, okay, because a lot of tangling can happen, a lot of shrinkage, and it's scary sometimes, okay? Wash days are going to be longer because you have to work in sections, you know, but at the same time, it does help to prevent tangling. I mean, your hair may still tangle up. Instead of like having to deal with like a whole head of hair just being tangled, you're able to work with your hair one section at a time, and it will just be easier for you to like remove any tangles, easy for you to put your conditioner on, and it's easy to tangle your hair. And on top of that, when you are done washing your hair, since your hair is already in sections, it also makes it easier for you to style your hair. It makes it easier for you to moisturize your hair and to add your products into your hair, because your hair is already into mini sections. It also makes it less scary or like less stressful for you as well. Avoid sulfate shampoos. So sulfate is an ingredient that is usually used in shampoos. As it cleans your hair, it strips your hair of like all of its natural oils. Sulfate dries out natural hair. It is best for you to use sulfate-free shampoos. Sulfate shampoo, because it is very drying, it can cause damage to your hair. It can cause your hair to be matted, and it can cause your hair to be tangled. There are a lot of natural hair-friendly shampoos that do not have sulfate in it. I recommend you to try to get like a moisturizing shampoo, so in that way your hair can be moisturized as you are cleaning your hair. If you do love the squeaky clean feeling that sulfate shampoo gives you, use the sulfate shampoo once a month, and then for the other times that you wash your hair within that month, use the shampoo that is sulfate free. Tip number 8 is to use a lot of conditioner. Conditioner will be your best friend. Buy like the big bottles of conditioner, because you are going to need a lot when you're transitioning. When it comes to wash days, after shampoo, conditioner is going to restore moisture into your hair, and it helps you to detangle your hair. When you have conditioner in your hair, that is a time for you to tangle your hair. So some of my favorite conditioners that I had used when I was transitioning is the Garnier Fructis with active fruit protein, triple nutrition, fortifying conditioner, and it has glycerin, 3 oils, avocado, olive, and almond oil, and it's for dry to very dry hair. System for 3 times moisture. So this conditioner right here is one of my favorite conditioners for transitioning hair and natural hair. Tip number 9 is to deep condition your hair every single wash day and do a protein treatment once a month. So basically, after you shampoo, after you use your regular conditioner, it is best for you to do a deep condition. I use a plastic like Walmart bag, Winn-Dixie bag, Publix bag. I put it over my head, and I usually I have like a hair dryer, so I'll just be under the hair dryer for like usually for like 15 minutes, just because the heat allows the deep condition to penetrate your hair even more. Deep condition adds in some extra moisture into your hair. It also helps to soften your hair. I don't think I have a favorite deep conditioner yet. I've tried so many. There are some that they're okay, but I can't really remember. If I do remember, I will put it in the description box. Always check my description box for like extra information, because sometimes I forget to say things in my video, and I will include it in my description box. So the protein treatment will fortify your hair. It will add some protein into your hair to keep your hair nice and strong. I did some homemade mask. So I have done the egg mask. I think I've done mayonnaise mask, but I don't like mayonnaise on my hair. It smells bad. I don't like it. But I've done the egg mask. Egg masks are are honestly my favorite protein treatment. I can really feel a difference in my hair whenever I use an egg on my hair. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but it definitely does help. Like, egg is like one of the best sources of protein. If you don't want to do a homemade mask, you can always go to a store and buy a protein treatment. Tip number 10 is to trim your hair often. So when you are transitioning, you have different options of how you want your transitioning journey to go, and like how you want to go natural. I transitioned for 8 months, and then after 8 months I have big chopped my hair. Or as your hair is growing, you should also trim your hair, so that if you do want to transition fully into being natural instead of doing the big chop, once all of your dead ends are gone, you now have like a full head of natural hair. It's definitely a way for people to transition without doing the whole big chop, because I know the big chop does scare people. If you do want to big chop, I still think it is best to like trim your hair as often, bi-weekly or monthly, because that way there'll be less dead ends that you will have to deal with. Another fact, your dead ends is actually heavier than your natural hair. So your hair may seem to have like a loose texture, but once you cut off those dead ends, your hair is going to get a little bit tighter, because now since that weight is gone, your curls are able to like bounce back up and just like curl up into like its natural state. Also, I just think it just makes the process easier. Like, the less dead ends you have, the easier it is to kind of like maintain your hair. Tip number 11 is to use a wide tooth comb. So again, you are dealing with two different hair textures, and using like a small tooth comb or like even like a medium tooth comb, that is going to cause damage, especially when it comes to the demarcation line. It snags on your hair and it causes your hair to break. So it is best to use a wide tooth comb like this. I've used this comb, I think I've had this comb for like 5 years now. This is the Conair shower wide tooth comb. You can also use this outside of the shower, but yeah, a wide tooth comb is going to be your best friend. That is going to be the best way to detangle your hair. If you do use a small tooth comb, do use it in small sections of your hair. Do not use it in large sections. If you do use a wide tooth comb, make sure that your hair is fully moisturized. Tip number 12 is to have patience and to be gentle. So I kind of already talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again. Transitioning to natural is not an easy process. Some people have given up, but some people like me, like I fully went through it. Before you transition, make sure that you have the time to handle your transition hair. Make sure that you do have time to dedicate, because it is going to be a lot of work. And when it comes to washing your hair, make sure that you have the full day like free, so that you can dedicate all of your time to washing your hair and detangling your hair and moisturizing your hair and styling your hair. I actually love my transition journey. It was a pain in the butt, and I'm so happy that I fully went natural. Some questions that I got for transitioning hair, I kind of answered some of them already, but the first question is, what products would you recommend for those who are transitioning? A wide tooth comb, this conditioner right here, but definitely buy the big bottle, because you are going to be using a lot of conditioner. This product right here this product right here will literally save your life for any tangles or anything that your hair goes through. Other products that I recommend, coconut oil, that helped me when it came to pre-poo treatments. Essential oils are also really good to like promote hair growth. So peppermint oil, that is the essential oil that I used most of the time when it came to washing my hair, as well as tea tree oil. I would like put it on my shampoo. Peppermint oil and tea tree oil do promote hair growth, and tea tree oil does help with like itchy scalp and like dandruff. If there are any other products that I can think of that can help you with your transitioning process, again, just look in my description box. Question number 2, how often should I blow dry my hair during the course of my transition to prevent heat damage? So again, I recommend like once a month, or like if you really want to blow dry your hair or iron your hair, the most would be like bi-weekly. That is like the most that I would recommend. But to do weekly blow drying, to do weekly flat ironing, you will probably accumulate heat damage, and you will also accumulate hair breakage, because you are manipulating your hair when you are going through the process of flat ironing your hair, and you know, you're trying to like maintain length and you're trying to grow out healthy hair. So for you to be using heat, just not going to be beneficial to you. It's just going to make your transitioning process even longer. What ingredients should I avoid during my transition? nutrition. So avoid sulfates, avoid parabens, avoid bad alcohol such as dennet, ethanol, SD alcohol 40, propanol, isopropyl, and propyl. Damn, that just reminded me of organic chemistry. The fact that I know how to draw these alcohols. Do I know how to draw them? Okay, so silicones is like, it's a little bit iffy for me. I don't really have a big issue with silicones, but you shouldn't use it often. And if you do use silicone on your hair, you would have to use a sulfate shampoo to remove it. But it basically kind of like coats your hair strands, and it prevents anything from going in, and it prevents anything from going out of your hair cuticle. If you do use silicones, it's best to like first like moisturize your hair and then add a product that has silicones if you want to. But if you do use silicones, you do have to use a sulfate shampoo. Silicones can end up creating like buildup. I still use silicones, but I don't use it often. If I use a product that contains silicones, I do end up using a sulfate shampoo to make sure that I'm able to remove the silicone so that I don't accumulate buildup. This is the last question. What are some great conditioners? Cantu Beauty Herbal Essence Hello Hydration. Again, if I am missing anything, check my description box down below. Definitely check out my recent videos and my old videos. Check out my previous videos that I did that are a part of this natural hair series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and press that bell notification button too. Bye guys.